Well, this coming Wednesday on Sportsnet 360, the UFC will be holding a press conference to announce their Canadian schedule for 2014. And I'm joined here by Managing Director for UFC Canada, Tom Wright. Tom, before we get to the big announcement, let's talk about 2013 and some of the highlights for UFC Canada.
Sarah, 2013 was an amazing year. We had three terrific live events across the country. We went back to Montreal and Toronto again. But we went to Winnipeg for the first time. It was amazing. We saw the women's division come into play for the first time in 2013, and we've got some really talented women bantamweights. We've got Sarah Kaufman and Alexis Davis, so we're really excited about that. We got some terrific things done in Ottawa with the criminal code change. Now that mixed martial arts professional is sanctioned and legal across the country. So lots of exciting things happening. New commissions being set up in British Columbia and Saskatchewan. So all sorts of things pointing to a terrific 2014.
That's fantastic. And there's going to be a big announcement on Wednesday. Can you tell me why it might stand out a little bit more than previous years?
Well, you know, we're going to Quebec City.
Yeah.
And, you know, Quebec as a province we have hosted more events in that province than ever before. But we've only ever been to Montreal. So as chance would have it, there's some other cities in that province that who knows, we may at some point be taking an event to. So you'll have to stay tuned.
Okay, so with these new markets possibly coming in this year, is that something we'll see in years to come across Canada?
I think so.
Yeah.
Our plans are to expand beyond just three events in a year. For the last 3 years, we've held 3 events every year, and we've taken them to large markets. But I think what you're going to find is that we're going to take our sport and our brand into other markets, not necessarily just with pay-per-views, could be with fight nights. We've got some other really interesting initiatives that will be taking our sport and our athletes and our brand into even smaller markets that we know will never even take a potential live fight. So 2014 is going to be a fabulous year.
All right, very much looking forward to it, but someone we won't be seeing in 2014, Georges St-Pierre. Of course, he's stepped away from the sport for now. Is there any worry with him being one of the biggest draws for the UFC? Will that have an effect on the big slate of Canadian events scheduled? You
know what? You know, I'm a huge Georges St-Pierre fan, I think, and all Canadians are. And so we're really looking forward to actually see him back. I think he will come back, and he may even come back in 2014, but who knows? But you know, there's one of the reasons why we're having this press conference and talking about the different things that we're doing is because, you know, we will continue to move on. We've got some great fighters in our country. TJ Grant, we've got Sam Stout, we've got these women I've been speaking to. Right. Mitch Clark is an up-and-comer. He would like nothing better than to fight in Saskatchewan. Tough Nations, we just finished episode 2.
Well,
the Ultimate Fighter Nations. It's so cool, you know, to see Canada versus Australia. And so there's a lot of exciting things that we're doing to make sure that the sport continues to grow, that our athletes continue to develop, and while we would love to see George back, and at some point we will, we'll move on.
Well, you mentioned the Ultimate Fighter Nations. I know we love watching it here at Sportsnet 360. Do you think with Canada being involved, do you think we'll see that in future editions down the road?
No question. I think it's a really important notion that we've come up with, which is this notion of tough nations, country versus country. I know that we've got a natural rivalry with the United States. I could see this happening with the UK as well. Get some Commonwealth activity going back and forth. I think in the future you might see Australia versus New Zealand. Who knows? Yeah. There's lots of great opportunities, but the best part about this is that you get a chance to see these up-and-coming fighters develop their skills, develop their talents. You learn more about them, and you find out that they're really interesting people that have terrific lives, that have really interesting backgrounds, and you know what? They're damn good fighters too.
They are. Fantastic stuff, Tom. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
Well, don't forget that you can catch the live press conference from Quebec City Wednesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Sportsnet 360.